Trying to fix the camera. Does that work? That's a big eye. That's a big eye. Actually, I can just put the camera up here. Okay. We have a small audience tonight. I'm gonna wait for somebody to present themselves. I'm a little late, so somebody else can be a little late. That's okay. Just a little bit tired, not really sure what to do. So let me check something out here. Okay. What are we going to do tonight? I wanted to talk about 666. So we're going to look into 666. What do I do? For those of you who are new here, I guess it could be boring for others, so maybe skip the next few minutes. What do I do? I create alternative definitions. I create form from a singular definition that we have all been following. For instance, if you write down a number, pick a number, any number, is 56 a number? Well, 56 is actually 2 digits. I rather work with 1 digit because 2 digits is 2 words. If you write 2 digits as 6 and 5, SIX equals 52. FIV equals 42. The total is 94. Now I find places I can find 94. Are there other words with 94? This is 2 words. 94 is 2 47s. Are there any words with 47s? How can we mathematically find the 47? 47 is created by 57 in star system math. I call it star system math because I multiply and I add, and that creates a star. But now, if I'm creating a star, I like to use quadrille paper. And when using quadrille paper and creating as a builder, you have obligations on the quadrille paper. And that is you have to do, let me just show you what you have to do. On quadrille paper, you have to go on the lines just like the builders do, right? And I'm saying builders, right, because Jesus, Moses, and Noah were all builders. So just give me a second here. I got to put the light down a little bit. I have a little, yeah, we got Miss Mew. So at builders, we have to go to these areas. So I either can go as so or as so. So it's X and O and there's nothing else. But this is the full design. I can also color in the space. So that would give me full design, and then just the word color in its own, line in its own, 4 corners, 1 corner singularity before you can create 1 complete space. Anyways, this is just basic. Now, the thing also that goes along with this is everything comes from games. So, and it was all created for the children by the creator, the children of the creator. So they have dot to dots and they have exo. And in the game exo, we use what is unknown and known very much. They call it the pound key. And with the pound key in 9 areas, we will create X's and O's. And many times, often more than not, nobody wins. And the person who starts first ends last. ST and ST. So the similarity within the word. And if there's a number and there's a word, then every word is created with the alphabet, and every letter in the alphabet has a position. So we can write down the position of the letter, and we have a mathematical equation. And every letter gets a color, black or white. In roulette, it's red or black. So this is another equation. So now I can separate the letters. I know there are 26 letters in the alphabet, so I know that I can divide up that alphabet. I can go 1 over to 14, over to 13, and 14 over to 26. And what that'll do is it'll be AM. Did I do that right? 1 over to 13, and then 14 over to 26. So it'd be AM, N, Z. And each letter has a number, and it has a reverse alphabet to the same. So if I was to divide it up in the center of the first 13, the 7th letter would be the peak, and the 20th letter would be the peak. And it's ironic that the cycle, the secular cycle of the Mayan calendar runs with 7 and 13. I don't know how it works. I don't have all the information. If somebody brings me that information, I'll look at it and I'll point it out and I'll go, here it is. What does it mean? What is 7 and 13? 13 mathematically, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 will create either 3 and 4 or 4 and 3, depending on which way mathematically we're supposed to say the multiply or the addition first. So this is some things that I do, and I get all my information from games. It doesn't matter what game, it all has information because all the games have words. And if you're using dice, so they have dice and there's information in the cube. Where's my... And everything that's ever been created on this planet, I didn't create anything. So I use the elements that are created for the children of the Creator. We give up and we gave up many things in this world because we do not know the truth of the word. We do not know how the game should be played, and there are Shylocks everywhere. And it's been spoken about for the longest time, down into the Bible. And it doesn't matter if it's true or it's not true, whether the words that were written were exact, it doesn't matter. Because once you do the numeric mathematical connections to everything, you will see in its own, it will tell you where the position of these words and situation actually go. This explains to me that this can be splattered throughout the universe. When you buy something at the store, it comes all folded up, packaged up. And until you take it apart, it gets larger. It takes up more area space, more fractal space, if you want to talk that way. So you need more space. So, but it's all packed in the box. And then you need a space to throw away the box. And the box has size and the box has weight. So now we're into weights and measures for shipping, of course, because the elements that are going to ship it, you have to make sure you don't overload it so it doesn't break down. So all these things come together. Can you say it's the theory of everything? You can say whatever you want. It is what it is. Rubik's Cube has 6 sides. This is just basic. It has 6 sides. Apparently 20 moves will usually solve Rubik's Cube. I don't know for a fact, but I've seen it. They have different places you can go, how to solve Rubik's Cube, and you punch in the colors on one side, on 2 sides, on all 6 sides. And after putting in all those colors on all 6 sides, it'll tell you what to move, right? So if I move the inside one here, there's 3 moves on the inside. One here, then the one center over here, right? The one here. And then there's the one this way. Let me see if I can get that with my finger. Right? And then the one this way. The center over here on the top, right? So this is going to crisscross each other, and this is going to wrap around the belly. So that's going to create a 6 star. 6 star. 1, 1, 2, 3. Vertical and horizontal. Vertical with a V, 22nd letter. Horizontal with an H. So all these things tell stories. They tell their story. Their true story. I didn't create any of this, and they're telling the story. And they play games. They play games, and there's odds, and there's names of the games, and you can play for fun, and you can go to the casino. You can play backgammon and Monopoly. You can play with one player and more players. You can have a thimble, you can have a horse, you can have hotels and motels. Your hotels are red, and your motels are green. Green equals 49, 8 equals to 49. We had 94 before. 9 is your cubic face. It is 9 facing 9. But if you take a look, it's not the same 9. They're all individuals. There are 26 cubes for Rubik's Cube. And then there is a 6 spindle. There's a center of 1 spindle. 1 spindle, okay, that will stretch out to 6 sides that give the capabilities to turn this. And the center one spins around itself. This one over here. There are 8 corners. On every corner is 3 colors. On every corner is only 1 cube. There are only 8 cubes. There are 24 colors. When you spin it the NASA way, there are 2 colors in the center on each side that you spin it. There are a total of 12. 12 by 2 is 24. 24 to the corner, 48. And 6 in the center to the spindle. The 1 spindle, okay, that'll turn 4 this way or 2 this way. It'll turn through 4. This one will turn through, but I call this north-south. I call this the ring. It stays together, so I call it 4. And then even though I'm going to go north-south, I only call it 2. I call it the poles. I wonder if I can explain that any better. Has this shown up? Let me see. Continue. You know what? Sometimes one share. I'm trying to figure out something. Okay. I'm just trying to move some of my. Just give me 1 second. Don't. If we have a 1020 in-way, how are they going to pass the 23,612 unless it's a Gid Ginger divided by 918? Yeah, somebody was talking about, I also use CB code. So somebody was talking about 1020. 1020. And 1020 is, if I look it up, 1020, right? I like to use the codes of the world, nothing of my own. What does 1020 mean in a CB code? Uh, if you hear a truck driver say 1020 on the CB radio, it's just another way of saying your current location. At the same time, 1020 would be 620 minutes. If it was night, it would be 1340 minutes. What would it say? Area space of DC, of AC/DC, area space. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm going to have to create a program so I can get my numbers processed a lot faster. I only know a few um, words of that match other words: house, planet, about 68. The average between either 68 and what is its reverse, 86, is 77. And 68 is house, planet, and 77 is matter. It is also a Christ energy. And because the word Christ is 77, when you multiply, we're not going to get into that. So, what is a Christ energy? Why do I always see it as a Christ energy? Because 57, okay, 7 and 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 equals to 5. And 5 and 7 come together. Where 5 is created, it's created by 1 and 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 3 and 2, 5. 7 is created by 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, okay, equals 3 and 4, 7. Now, the 12th card and the 13th card, hold on, 21 and 12 is, uh, the 21 and 12 and 31 and 13, this is what's going to create 3 and 2 or 2 and 3. Okay, and this is going to create 3 and 4 and 4 and 3. So if you add them up, it creates 51. So we're into Mars. This is known to be matter, base word. And when you have A and T, it's telling you at. What is that location you're at? And the reason for that location you're at, we use this in our emails. So we have to completely understand that whatever we're doing is a codex, okay, telling another story. For whatever story it is, it doesn't have to be of this world. If you look at my channel, it is for arts and entertainment, but the answers are real. So when we get to this equation, what did I do here? What if I did the numbers different? What if I did my numbers different? So if I did them backwards and forwards, I end up with 77 again. If I do the mathematics with these, 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, and reverse them, I get the same number again. If I minus this from this, I get 1. If I minus this from this, I also get 1. But if I'm working with the logistics that we work today, this one would end up to be 13 because we borrow 1 from the next section. There's never nothing. There's always 1. But we're going to just chop that off right now because that is a hypothetical thought. I don't like to put words and realities where they don't come from. So that's that thing. Now, I wanted to talk about 666. Now, the numeric value for the diameter of the moon is 216. 6 by 6 is 36. 6 by 6 by 6 is 216. 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18, and 216 is 234. 234 and 666 is a 90-degree angle. 10, 20. Why? Because when you say this word in French, Okay, you're saying 4 times 20 plus 10. So I like to refer this to this situation. At the same time, when you talk about 420, okay, you're talking about THC. You're also talking about a time. It could be AM or PM. See all the situations that are popping up over here? Here's 74 talking about energy. So 4 p.m. is energy. And this is 14. This is going to be talking about DNA, AD, the sun birth, because of what the numbers do. So where was I in this? 420, for 240, 260, 26, the card, the game, the queen. If you reverse it, you get the purple world, which is a mixture of red and blue. But this is just pieces and parts and stories that go along with this, but I'm not telling any story. I just want to get back to where I was. Right. So we have the 90-degree angle over here through this situation. Not only do we have the 90-degree angle, it represents 1/4 of what is 360. 1/4, okay, is 25 and 15, both Mars and Earth. Earth is 1/4. Mars is 51. Earth is 52. Total is 40. The reason I put it this way, and it says yo, like yo 11, this gets started, so it's starting to get complicated because 1/4 of 100 is 25, but 1/4 a time is 15. Numeric value of Earth is 52. Numeric value of Mars is 51. And this equals to what Mercury numeric value is. You hold on a second. Do you want to go down? Whoop. Just give me a minute. I am going into the kitchen to get something to munch on. I set up. I cleaned up a little tonight. I'm very, very happy. It looks a lot better. It's still a little messy, but I turned my desk behind me. I turned it sideways, and I put a carpet down, and then I put up this post so I can hang my light and maybe my camera if I want to look down, you know. So let me go to the kitchen for a minute. Nope, nobody's here anyways right now, so yeah, just let me go to the kitchen for a minute. Wow, yeah, there's a lot going on. There's really, really a lot going on. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm gonna go see what I can get. Shouldn't be eating this late at night. Not even my apple. Maybe a little tea. So while you're waiting, you can go back and see what I started with in the video. Okay. Let's see what we are going to do next. So now that we have the 666, okay, now that we have the 666, what we're going to do next after we have 666, 666, 216, 18, 234, and 666 equals to 90. The reverse is 8, 7, and 6. And the reverse of this is 4, 4, 4. So this is going to equal to, the reverse of 6 is going to be 4, 4, 4. 4 by 4 is 16. By 4 equals to 64. 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals to 16. So this is going to equal to 80. Now, where do we get this same number? 8 times 8, 8 plus 8. This is our gateway, equals to 64, equals to 16, which equals to 1 and 7 Q. QH, if you want to look at it that way. The 16th letter comes out of this one. DC comes out of this. 64 on. 21 on. 64. That's the word. And for that partial of Mars, right, of AI. So sometimes we have to finish the words. They're both numeric value 64. 15 also looks like other letters. Where are we going to take this next? So now what happens is 2160 is the diameter of the moon. It's 1.5 times 1440, which are the minutes of the day, in which, let me go back and see where I was, in which when we multiply this, when we multiply 216 by 6, it equals to 1296.0. Now, if I look up online, let me look this up. What is 1296? What is 12,960? Okay, I can't do it that way, but I'm just going to explain that. When you multiply this by 2, okay, it's halftime. The Mayan calendar is 25,920, dividable by certain numbers that are going to tell certain stories. I can do it now. I can wait. I just want to just continue with this equation. What is Earth's diameter? 2 plus 5 equals 7, 7920. There always seems to be missing at the end of the last two numbers, 20, 40, 60, and 80. 20, 40, 60, and 80. So there's a story inside of that. Here, it's 80. Okay, is that from YouTube? Let me see some. We got to go to YouTube for a second. Just give me a second. Got some spam coming in. Well, it hasn't even shown up on, has it shown up on Facebook? Just give me a second. How do I? Okay. Usually when you block them, they all they disappear, they come back. So we're gonna get back to, so the Mayan calendar is 25,920. I'm just not sure where I'm gonna go with this equation. I'm just trying to look back at certain things. Just give me a second. So yes, the minutes in a day, 1.5. Okay. So now we're going to go to um, 8, 6. I'm just trying to see if I can do this equation. Yes, 432 times 2, like we did at the beginning, becomes 864. I like to do it 0.0. And this is the diameter of the sun. It is the seconds. Although there's other zeros, right? Other gears. These are the seconds in the day. And it took the 6 days of creation times 1440 to equal to that 8640, in which 2160, 4 times the moon, equals to that numeric value of 8640. So now 1/4 of what is the moon is equivalent to what the diameter of the sun is. 6-1, the spirit; 6-2, the queen; 61, the church; 91, the spirit. The divided house, 8 and 6, created by, you can go 4-2 or 2-4, irregardless, and it's divided by 17, 38, 43, DC, 2, 7, 10, 53, Herbie the car on its own, right? Is that what happened in WD, right? WD, they are reverse letters. You can also say, why not Walt? How about Dizzy? So these new numbers come up. Now, why did I use this number? I don't use anything, and I try to make sure it comes from somewhere 99% of the time. 3 and 5, inverted is 4 and 2. But they're not alone. It's part of the house. But what can their math do? What does the math do? So now we have had 666 coming into an angle, right? And when it comes into the angle of 234, it's coming in over here. 225 is over here. So if you go 9 before and 9 after, right, you end up between 216 and 234. And you're living in this area right over here, this one block area of what the 490-degree angle windows are. And where here it's PM, here it's PM, over here it's M and M, and over here it's no, here, sorry, here it is PP, and here it is MM. Minus, 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 plus, 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 minus. And also, this runs by the cycle, because other times you use PM, which is menstrual cycle of some sort. That's the terminology they use. PP goes with CC, PP and Kaka. So that's number 33 with 77. 3737 comes together in this one. The cube is coming in the plus area. 225 degrees means there's 135 degrees left. Okay, and this is matter and energy, or the letters M and E. Also, it is the orange ball and pull, and it is the dividing number for the letters M and N, and it's not New Mexico, right? It's the letters in the alphabet, the 13th and the 14th letter. 13, 1, and 4 is 5. And this is where the sun comes in. It also says ace. So this is what it is. S19, U21, N14. 1 plus 4, 2 plus 1, 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. Letter A, letter C, letter E. So the ace pass comes through the sun according to this equation. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 plus 3 is 8 is 23 plus 1. The A for me in the artwork is a divider. The ace is a divider between two houses. Anyways, I'm not going to get into the artwork. I'm not. I do it a little different each time. Each time I try to understand it a little bit different. You can see that when this happens, X and X happens, the O happens, the V comes from above with two cut off areas. So there's going to be a story in here. I do not know what it is right now, or yes, I don't. Not yet, because I'm not looking into that story. This also says when you're talking about electric company, this is not the way, but if you just hear it and I say Quebec, it means kiss my cue, which is my tail. Kiss my tail. What other numbers? 8 times 6 is 48, times 4, 96 and 96, 192, 19 is 10, 1 and 2. I'm just looking for other stories. Okay, I'm going to leave this one the way it is. So that's your story, basic story of 666. The F is the 6th letter, the O is the 15th letter, the X is the 24th letter. The total between X and O is 39, but if you want to talk about both of them, just say F, because F is the house of 6, 06. Total is plus 6, total is 45, which is, and the calculator. 9 plus 8, 17. 1 plus 2 is 3. So the reverse counting in my calculator is 1 and 2 and 9 and 8. 3 and 17. So that's my base. In my gate is my creation. Then the next one is 24. And the next one is 3 equals to 6. So this becomes F, X in the F house. And the next one to that is going to be 4 equals to 10, J, and the next one after that is going to equal to 6. So now we have 10 and 30. What's the next one is both going to be 5, so we're going to stop right here. It'll be 15 and 30, or it'll be 10 and 35. I don't know what that story is. I don't even know why I talked about it. I'm very sorry. I was thinking of something else. Yes, so the 5 is the leftover, right? So 30 plus 10 plus E5. So your total is 45. Your total is 45. And the average of 45 divided by the 9 numbers equals to a total of 5. 9 times 5 equals to 45. The numeric value of fox is 45. The numeric value of sun is 54. 54, 45, 2, 3, 3, 2 in this situation. 4 and 3, 5 and 2. 4 and 3, 5 and 2. The sun. 9 and 5. E-I-E-I-O. 1, 4 equals to 5. 2, 3 equals to 5. 6, 3 equals to 9. 5, 4 equals to 9. And it says love. 3, 4, 5, 6 is love. 3 times 4 is 12. Times 6 is 72. 72 times 5 is 360. Is that correct? 3, 4, 5, 6, 30, 120, 360. Okay. Plus the addition of the 18 is 378. I'm not looking for an equation. Usually the last number tells where the first two numbers are. This one is going to be the cube. It creates the numeric value for the cube, and it is the creation within. How do we create this? 1 and 1. Did I get this right? Okay, 1 and 1 and 1 and 3. These are your two bases for creation. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will equal to 1 and 2 equals to 3. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 will 3 and 4 equals to 7. So this is going to be either the 24 or 2 and 4 equals to 6. And I think we had the same equation up over here somewhere. I have to look at it. I'm getting a little tired. Getting a little tired. If you want to join in, if you want to bring something up, there's no problem. Is this the 6 days a week, 24 hours a day? I don't know. I know this is what creates the cat and the gateway. The numeric value for cat is 24. The numeric value for 5 and 9, ironically, are both 42, so they are the gateway. And when you talk in letters, you'd be saying EI and EI, so possibly EI, because the passageway is in between these numbers. The 3 is the gate, but that's the lower level gate. It's the creation gate. You have to have the gate to go in, and then there's the in-between space, like the canal, and then the water rises or the water lowers, and it lets you out the other side. So in that scenario, you can't see out. Okay, I want to go back and let's see what else I can get to. Yes, I'm going to just do something really short. I'm just going to go back to the fridge for a second. Don't hesitate to join in, so maybe I can find where I am myself at the same time. Just give me a second. Oh, it's 11:25, eh? So we got a little tea brewing. Okay. Now that everybody's gone, nobody's here, I'm going to check Facebook. I'm going to come back tomorrow with the next piece. Let me see. Showing up. Let me see. Because it is late. It is late. No one's here. Let me check YouTube. Wow, it doesn't even say. Let me see this. Wow, it doesn't even say. Usually YouTube will show me how many people are watching. right? And YouTube is not showing anybody watching. So if you are watching, please leave a comment. I'm not sure how you can come down to my StreamYard where I am streaming from. It would be really cool. Let me see this. Okay. So I'm going to end with this, and then I'm going to start my next video with the same thing. We're going to come into the TH house. The reason I say it's the TH house, okay, is because when we count for placement, right, first, second, third, fourth, in the initials that we use ST for first, we use ND for second, we use RD for third. 22, 18, 39. So I can do my math and just say, well, this one adds to 3 and it adds to 12. So it becomes C and L. And ciel in French is sky. So we have sky. Here it's number 18, which is the letter R, A, H. 1, 8, and 18. Or I'll go 10 and 8. So J will come and replace this, and we'll have JH. JHR. Because by saying this, we already know that the A is inside this house. And you have to understand that when you see number 1 here, it's not like the A. It is A, but it's not A, because when you come to 17, 18, 19, it's a little bit different. When you come to 13, 14, 15, 16, it's a little bit different. And when you go 1 through 12, it's also a little bit different. And the reason for that is different languages change what the repetitive ending is. In French, they will say 10-8, 10-7, 10-9, and every other word will be its number, and it won't be 2 words, it'll be 1 word. So when we get to fourth, I'm not sure if that's the way we spell it, but when we get to fourth, we use TH. And that is 28, the cycle of the moon. Also, the numeric value for man, and you become man when you're 13, they call it a bar mitzvah. And I don't know the numeric 8, 9, 31, 41, 51, 57. Wow, Zva is the 57 moon. IT is 29, birth in the moon. MIT 13 and 18 is 31 is the cube. And then 2 and 1 is 3. So let's see, we have 34, 44, 54, 63, 120, 1 through 15. Is that what we get? 63. Anyways, we're not getting into that. We're getting into right here. This is the TH family. It goes fourth all the way to 20th. But here in 20th, right, fourth, IETH is what closes it. See, IE came into the game over here, 14 and 28 equals to 42. 8, 28, and 533, and 942. So it's showing me a gate and a cat, and 9 and 5. 9 and 5. 5 and 9, it's female. In order to create the 5, you must multiply 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. And the way to get that is 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 2 equals to 1 to get to the next equation. So 11 and 12 come together. So now we're going to go on to the next part. So 4, 5, 6, 15, 7, 8, 9, 24, 10, 11, 12, 33, 13, 14, 15, 42, 16, 17, 18, 16, 17, 18, 51, Mars. The divided house of the cat, 9 and 5, EIEIO. The divided sun, a gateway. This is what represents 3, what represents 7, what represents as we move on in the math to represent the king, the house. It's 7 comes 11. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 is 6 and 5 equaling to 11. So everything begins here with 1 and 1. It also happens again with 2 and 3. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is the same as 1 and 5. And what's ironic is that the math, 5 times 3, 5 plus 3, and this is part of where everything gets divided at the gateway. And 14 and 15 is what creates your pi, electric company at the gateway. 11 and 12 coming together. That's where these numbers come from. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, 3 and 2. Ho, 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 right over here. It also is WHO. Things have to repeat. This is I, N, and W. Win who? Win who how? So after I've added them all up, but if you notice, 1 and 5, 6, 2 and 4, 6, 3 and 3, 6, 4 and 2, 6. It's all sixes until you come to the last row. And in the last row, the only one, when the house ends, hold on, this is 19th, okay? And then it's 20th. It's, where you begin with 1, you end with 2. But this is not the same. We transferred over. This is a transfer over right over here. You notice there's 1 here and 1 here and a 7 here and a 7 here and a 4 here and a 4 here. And you see number 1 in the house of TH is in the third row. And then numbers end right over here. The first 18, if we go in numbers in roulette, the first 18 numbers must end here. So there's a reflection of this entire T, and it begins over here. This is a connection over here. Here is the 20th letter. So the total at the end, I didn't add it this way. I want to do it separately, is a total of 39. See, this is the house that brings life over here. So it stops over here, just like the alphabet stops in this row. It stops on the 26th letter. 2 plus 6 is 8. This is the row of 2, 5, and 8. This is the row of 1, 4, and 7. This is the row of 3, 6, and 9. When you go vertical, everything separates by 1. And it's ironic that 11 times 11 times 11 equals 1331. Okay, let me see where I am next with this piece. So I added it all up to 184 plus 20 is 204. So I don't know what it means right now. I'm a little bit tired to even think. I know we have TD, could be touchdown. And for those who think about TD and touchdown, it begins at 4 and it ends at 20, if you want to look at it that way. A touchdown is 6 points and 1 point, right? For the extra point, for the EP, is that the record? This is the touchdown. And man was created an animal on the 6th day for the 1 day arrest. It's just an ironic joke. Now there's going to be multiplications of all these, and there's going to tell alternative stories. But in reality, it's going to be 15, 15, 24. No, this is going to be, 06, 15, 24, and the last one's going to be 3, counting to a single digit. So all you're going to have is OX, OX, and FOX in this scenario. Those will be your letters. So anyways, I'm a little bit tired. I think we're going to end this video. I think I hear the angels calling in the stars in the dreamland. For those who've never been here before, something happened and all the white, right? All the white seemed to disappear. Yeah, I just painted that picture, not done yet. Got to keep the camera straight. And here's the roulette. Each row, each X is one row of 36 numbers. And you have to create more than one row. It's a skeleton alphabet and a skeleton world. Because until you until you create the second dimension and the third and the fourth, you don't know what's going on. At least I don't yet. There's one last piece I want to add on, and just in case I don't get it in the next video. Two triangles, right? You can also look at these, at other things. You can look at one of the triangles being like this and the other triangle being like this. So this would like be number 1, right? So if I would continue number 1, or I would continue number 7, and I would move them over each other, I would end up with this. And what's ironic is if you look at the Tesla vortex, okay, this area would be 3, 6, 9, and this area would be 1, 4, 7. So now we've shifted all our numbers around, right? Don't forget, 26 pieces, we can throw this, break it all apart, and have something in the center controlling everything. Don't call it the sun. So we're going to get it here. This is over here. This is over here. I connect them together. Now I take the connection and I bring it to its further point. Why did I get this point? I got this point by extending my arm, and I stopped here. So I moved over here and I extended my arms, and then it ends up to create this design. And that's a hexagon, but it's shaped on some sort of contorted angle. It's also hidden in what I like to call the chevrons that looks like this. And when you have this design, it's talking about 8, 11, 10, 13, as well 26, 29, 28, 31. In roulette, there's an angle like this when the numbers connect. So I like to relate it to the same thing. So I'm not sure if they fold on each other or what it actually is trying to say. And then the connection between the center would be right over here. Blackjack. Inside and outside, just taking a look at things. To the power of 2, what is the flow of numbers? If you're going to the power of 2 and you're stopping, should we stop at 6, or do we go 7 by 7 equals to 49, 8 by 8 equals to 64, 9 by 9 equals to 81? So if I was to put this onto the grid, make the equation, create the situation from the facts, and then you come up with the results. And then we find these in games. We find them in games, what you can do in Scrabble. So we have 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81. I would also like to say that we can do this again. See, we can do it this way, and then another one, or we can do it this way. That's another equation in the art. So we have 149779418. And we end up with 13. Wow. Dividing the sun and the moon. That's interesting for me. 16, 20, 15, 16, 9, 9, 18, 26, 11, 12. This is very interesting that we have two rows of cycle. And then in this row, we have the heavens of Jupiter. Here we have energy. Here we have a gateway. I'm just trying to see. Now I can move these numbers according to Saturn square. These positions have all been switched in Saturn square. The ninth position, moved into the second position. The eighth position moved into the seventh position. The fourth position moved into the first position. The second position moved into the third position. The third position moved into the fourth position. The fifth position stayed in its own. I'm trying to figure out what came over here. 816. Yes, the position here moved down over here. So the 9 would have to go here, and the 8 would have to. Did I do that right? The position here went here. Now, what went over here? 1. The 1 went here. So what was the 1 was there. So now the 1 will be here. I must have made a mistake somewhere. Just give me a second. This, okay, there were 2 1s. Okay, that's fine. I didn't think of it. Just like there's 2 9s. And what was here is 7, right. The 7th position is here. So take the 4 that was there and put the 4 over here. So why? Hold on a second. I'm just trying to remember. Wrote as Saturn square, which starts 492. So the second position. Oh, there's 2 4s. Okay, there's 2 4s. There's 2 9s, 2 4s, 2 9s, 2 7s. 2 1s, 2 1s, 2 4s. Wow, that's really, I didn't see that. Where's the other 4? Right here. Here and here are 4s. Okay, 2 9s, 2 7s, 2 4s, 2 1s, and a singular heaven. Wow, that's ironic. That's really ironic. So now when I switch them this way, I end up with 19. I end up with 20. I end up with 11, 14, 23. 4, 8, 17, 8, 15, 16, 7, 16, 17. I'm just trying to look where if there's an equation inside of this. Anyways, there's the thing about this pattern is we have, here are my odds. Here's my odds. Let me do this. And then we have here, 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 and here. So these are my odd numbers, and these are my even numbers. So if I continue down creating this design and bring it into that formation, we'll see a little bit more what it's trying to tell us. So what I come out here and I do is I come up with ideas that just happen just like that, and then I can work on them the next day. And this is just a whole big thing that has to really, really be pieced together, so we can understand that I should probably be telling the exact story, but it's impossible. If I had to try to put everything together and remember what I did yesterday and 6 months ago, I bring it out here, and I think one day, hopefully, we can all work together and figure out what the big mystery of words and numbers and Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. There's a lot of things I wish I should make more time to sit home. I've been wanting to study a little bit more on the Mayans and the Sanskrit, understand a little bit more of astrology other than just not only the word. At least I can see the artwork, what's moving, to understand the words a little bit more. You need to leave your everything that you've ever learned, let it go. Be at peace. Dance. Did you know that the word dance can be reverted to say deacon, which is what I call the dance of the zodiac? So if you look up deacon, I think it's DECAN, dance of the zodiac. We should all be dancing. And now my mind will be leaving. I am going to the third world where the stars are and peace and glory. Have a good night. Thank you for watching this video.